Yes, I'm in my car again. While we're dealing with our own economic crash, rising prices, and an administration who wants to take the rights away from people of color, women, and anyone else who is not a white man, what's happening in other countries thanks to Trump's war? In this, my Tuesday vlog, we'll talk about that because it affects us in a new segment as it relates to France and what I'm doing this week to purge our stuff and reboot my creative business. Hi, I'm Kristen, and my husband and I are juggling all the moving parts of our lives, including downsizing, fixing up our house to sell, building my creative business from the ground up, and trying to do all of that while dealing with the emotions of what's going on around us, like anger, anxiety, sadness, of what is happening in our personal lives and in our country, and in turn, the world economy, without feeling like we're having to give up our dream of moving to France. I'm going to try to equalize the volume when I'm in my editing process because, as I've told you many times, we live on a busy highway. I have turned my car around, so at least out my back window you can see our pretty backyard and workshop and not all the cars passing by in front of me. So, where are we on repairs and purging? This week, I'm beginning to start the repairs of the walls in my nearly empty studio. It's really weird how the majority of stuff was relatively easy to gather and get rid of or pack, but now that I'm down to about one box worth of just stuff, I'm having kind of a hard time. It's all small stuff, and I've kind of run out of patience sorting through it. I just want to be finished. I think I might just put all that's left in one box and move it out of there. I'll put it in a prominent place in my living room, just to be reminded I still need to go through it. I'm also pulling down my cookbook section and making the decision about what I want to take with me. What's worth selling? What needs to be given away to our local Buy Nothing group or our local charity thrift store? There are a few cookbooks going with me, but not that many. Maybe only 3 or 4, but the special ones are coming. My Julia Child book is coming. Another thing that's going on in my life is my Sketch Your Life channel. Some of you who've seen my live streams or follow my vlog probably know that I've decided to keep that channel, which is the foundation of my creative business, separate from this channel, which has a different goal. I don't want to muddy things up by combining my business and the community building and educational content that I'm building here. So I'm gathering and filming little video clips for my Sketch Your Life channel and building a small library of things to start posting over there again. I'm also working on building my web page for the Sketch Your Life channel, and then when that's finished, I will be building a second web page to coincide with this channel about downsizing, things I'm learning about France and cultural issues, etc., so I can start putting up interesting stuff for you to download, like PDFs, etc., so that you'll have some of those things written out. Some pieces will be free, some will be a tiny charge, depending on the item. On a personal note, many of you last week gave your condolences about losing a family member. Now, David was not my biological brother, but I considered him my brother. I knew him from the time I was 18 years old and first dating his young baby brother. And I didn't have any brothers of my own. So I kind of glommed onto him. And his family embraced me, and I embraced them. And even though my marriage didn't work out, I remained family with them, and they remained family to me. So I'm heading to Virginia this weekend for a send-off of my brother. So reminder, I'm not doing a live stream on Saturday because I will be enjoying family and reminiscing about David. I might chat with you when I'm on the road up there. It's a 3.5 or more hour drive, but I'll be on Interstate 95, which is the suckiest interstate I know. It goes all the way from the top of the East Coast down to the bottom to Miami, Florida, and it is extremely busy, and people driving it are extremely stupid sometimes. So I'll probably be paying a lot of attention to the road rather than chatting. I will have my favorite audiobook in my ear, or I'll be belting out classic songs just for fun. I'm also, in my vlog, I think I'm going to start a new mini segment. My friend Dino in France mentioned this at some point because France has news that's going on too, and since France is our goal to get to, I might want to start adding tidbits of things that are going on there. I think I'm going to film that at my desk, at my new workspace desk, just so you'll feel more of a news of the week sort of vibe. So I'm adding a new mini segment to my blog called News of the Week. I wanted to film it at my desk, but my desk is full of art supplies, so we can't turn that into a news desk that quickly. So, as you know, the United States is involved in an illegal war against Iran, which has caused intense disruption in fuel supplies and increases in gasoline prices. This does not only affect the United States and its citizens, but the rest of the world economy as well. This week, French news outlets report that rising fuel prices are affecting airline costs, which of course must pass these increases on to their customers. A few weeks ago, I talked about how you could get Ryanair flights between European countries for as little as €20 one way. It looks like those costs are going to be going up. Not only fuel prices, but fertilizer costs are rising. This is not likely to affect France as much as it does the United States, as our commercial United States farms tend to rely on those gasoline byproduct fertilizer products. The first product likely to show shortages or rises in price is corn. Corn takes more fertilizer to grow than many other crops. So a lot of corn farmers are going to be switching to a different crop like soybeans or alfalfa, which don't take as much fertilizer. And a lot of them are just going to have smaller crops, which means higher prices. And as I'm sure those of you in the US know, corn is in almost everything. You've got cornmeal, you've got corn oil, you've got high fructose corn syrup, and regular corn on the cob, and canned corn, and all of the things that corn is in, corn chips, yada yada, on and on it goes. A lot of corn is in ultra-processed food, so those of you who don't eat ultra-processed food might say, well, you know, whatever, I don't eat much corn. Just understand that as the corn goes, grains will follow. And then prices for anything with grain in it will go up, cereals, etc. France is also talking about the potential impending likelihood that Europe is looking down the nose of a recession as well. So get ready, y'all, and start looking for alternatives. If you eat a lot of corn-added products, don't think you can avoid shortages if you're not one who eats corn or corn products. Corn will affect livestock feed, which will increase meat prices more, and on we go. Next, as I said, will be grain and cereal-based products, and so on and so forth. All of this is related to the blocked Strait of Hormuz because of Trump and his cronies wanted to profit off of war and deflect attention from the Epstein files. They are profiting off the war, and they are deflecting. Sorry, rest of the world, that my country's government sucks right now and is chock full of grifters and profiteers. Not to mention pedophiles and mostly white men trying to suppress the rights of everyone else, especially people of color and women. So I'd like to hear from you. If you're in the US, are you beginning to see shortages of certain things as well as just higher fuel prices? If you're in France, what effects are you feeling there, if any? Okay, back to our personal lives. I feel like I need to be doing these kind of little mini news segments because all of these things that are happening are affecting every area of our lives and every area of the lives of other people. We are not an insular nation anymore where the choices that our nation makes only affect us. It affects the worldwide economy. And if this administration doesn't stop profiteering and grifting off of people, then the US is going to go down. Back to our personal lives. Hubby's been sick, coughing and feverish for a few days now. I was feeling badly yesterday, and I still have a slightly runny nose, though I think it's more allergy related at this point. I don't know. I am feeling just about fully recuperated from feeling sick night before last, Sunday night, and all day yesterday into the evening. I don't know what happened, but I guess a good night's sleep helped a lot. Hopefully, I'm not speaking too soon. No relapses, please. Anyway, I'm headed off to run some errands and get some vitamins, and I have to go to Walmart. I don't want to go to Walmart. I despise Walmart, but it's the only place I can get some things. I hope you're all having a good week this week, despite all that's going on in the world. Don't forget to check out of the news on occasion, and do something that benefits your own mental health. Take a walk in nature. Do a creative project. Read a favorite book. Do something that takes the 500 things rolling around in your head and sets them aside for a few minutes because you're concentrating on what you're enjoying doing. That's one of the things I like about sketching, especially if you're sketching an object that's sitting in front of you. You're concentrating so much on that thing, about getting the lines right, getting the shapes right, that all those other things rolling around in your brain are put to bed for a while. So do something like that. Read a favorite book. Get immersed in the story. Take deep breaths once in a while. Don't forget to stop breathing shallowly and just take a few deep breaths. Once again, I so appreciate this community that we're building here on YouTube and on all the other channels of you guys that I follow. I'm so glad to have met friends who are already in France, whether they be English, French, or American. And I'm so glad to have met friends here in the United States who are thinking about making that dream come true themselves, and those of you who've just recently gone or are on the way. I'm talking to you, Lainey and Cheryl. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hype me if you can. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you with a new video on Friday. Love y'all.